Hello, myself Sunil Ramakrishna. Here basically we are discussing about one topic, that is CT scratch. In this basically we are discussing 20% error basically. So one of the person told that basically if you are creating one key also, there also basically the mistakes are basically there. Then this basically is the world you have created. You have created the world basically. So error basically will be 98% error will be there basically. There means there basically. Then one of the person told that yes, here basically error will be 100% there basically. So without error basically, you nobody in this world can say that basically this is the 100% creation. Even the Microsoft basically number one software company, or basically the number one TCS company, if anybody the TCS group basically say that basically this is the 100% software created, sorry, 98 percentage, then basically he will say that basically 98 percentage basically that means 100% only basically for them. Then that is not possible. So Microsoft, if he say that basically this is 100% error, 100% sorry 98% is creation, then also basically it's wrong basically. So that's why basically the each and every software when basically is created, there basically the log file are kept. Whenever basically the error exists, or basically error comes into the system basically, that time basically the log file are generated, and in that log file basically the description are written basically. That description are basically in the technical format that only Microsoft group can understand basically. That are the Microsoft people basically who created the system basically, they only basically can understand, because the error number is there. Error number is directly connected with the set of coding part basically, that is the coding basically which is designed by the Microsoft developers basically, that are the Microsoft developers. So each and everything basically, for example, one of the person told that basically, that means you want to say that basically error code is equal to this module, this number, this module and this function basically. Up to that level basically the coding the Microsoft group do basically. That is the Microsoft corporation basically. Their coding design are also basically up to that level basically. Same way basically the TCS group also design in that way only basically. They basically also designs the error number, and error number if this comes, then basically this is the basically the module number, and this is the basically function basically which is basically the error basically which you can find. So it's very easy to find the error basically, that they basically have the error number only basically, and they just basically need to the check the specification only basically of the coding designation, coding description basically. So in this basically they have written that basically this error number if comes, then basically this is the file basically you have to open. In this file basically this is the function, or basically this is the module, or basically this is the function or procedure. That way up to line basically that is very difficult basically. Up to line basically gets there like this basically. Few people says that line also is possible basically, but that up to line basically if you will give, then basically it will create the security issue basically in your system basically. So up to that level basically nobody gives the data basically, because error number you only know basically. Error number basically you only know, and error number is basically not connected with any of the hardware or any of the software basically, where basically the hackers can enter basically into the system basically, that is into the Microsoft system. That is not possible. That's why basically they gives only the error number, and that error number only they know basically. So like this basically the Microsoft, and same way basically the TCS. So they also basically say that basically 100% creation is not possible, sorry 98 percentage. So how basically the world basically can create perfectly? This was the question basically which was raised in the forum basically, when the World Bank person told that basically why this many error basically are there basically. Anybody will ask the question basically, why this many error basically are there basically. So this is the best example basically which can be given basically. So like this basically 20 percentage errors are there basically. So that basically you have to solve basically. That basically you have to solve basically. Few people says that basically we found this type of way basically on creating the error basically. Few people says that basically we basically found this type of ways on creating the system basically. So lots of things basically are there basically. So lots of things basically are there. So one of the person told that basically if these 200 people basically got basically error, that also basically system basically might not be responsible, because there are 900 crore people basically, but this 200 people basically assume that they are basically from India. So from 200 crore also basically India population is 200 or 190 crore, I think basically 190 crore people basically are there. So from 190 crore 200 people only got there, no, basically. Then basically they told that basically it might possible basically that few people basically gets error also basically, but that basically comes into the picture when the disease basically generates in the environment and 50 crore people dies across the world basically. Then only basically systems see that basically yeah, these 200 people basically are there. Then only basically the system understand basically yeah, these 200 people basically got lots of struggle in their life basically. Due to that basically they generated, the universe group told that basically let's generate this error as well, that he basically is containing some disease basically. That disease basically contains into the system and the world basically gets connect, and then basically according to the 50 crore people died, then basically the war basically starts. But in real basically 50 crore people has not died till now basically. Lots of people says that 50 crore people basically might have died, but that is not possible. If this 50 crore people might have died, then basically third world war might have started long before only basically. That is not possible. So like this basically one of the person told that 20% error is there, and cake is the example basically that you can give basically. Then he told that okay basically that cake example we can give basically. So one of the person told that basically how basically Microsoft basically is designed their software basically. That example we have already saw basically. Then he told that yes here basically Microsoft example basically is the best example basically, which says that basically the error basically comes, but the error basically solving basically is also basically easy way basically. That also you can solve basically in the easy manner basically. That easy manner basically we have already discussed basically. Then into that yes here basically, that we have already discussed the easy manner. So like this basically we can design the software basically. Then he told that okay. So like this basically world creator also has created the world, city has created, text box equal to 1000 cities contains, so combo box equal to 1000 cities, checkbox equal to 1000 cities. Like this basically the city everything basically has created basically. So error basically would be 100% there basically. Error is 100% there basically. That also you can say basically. Then he told that yes basically error is basically there 100%. So like this basically the error basically are also there basically 100%. So like this basically one of the person told that basically error is 100% there basically. That is a 20% error basically finish the education basically. Sorry, 20% error is there basically. 20% error basically is there basically uh, in the education sector basically. That also you can say basically. So one of the person told that yes here basically 20% error might be there only basically. So 20% error basically might be there basically. So one the person told that 20% error would be always there basically. So the error basically has to be short out basically. So that basically one of the person told that basically. So error need to be short out basically. So one of the person told that how basically errors basically can be short out basically. For example, disease came right basically. So disease always comes basically. Disease always comes into the picture basically. Reason, daily basically 1000 disease comes into the picture, because blood cells keeps on processing. Then basically disease comes. Data basically are passed from the power companies. They basically keeps on passing the power data basically. According to that basically the, if the power company is not passing the data basically of the disease of medicine basically, then basically from one day within just 1 or 2 days basically the world will get end basically. One of the person told that also basically within 1 or 2 days basically the world will end. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this dangerous topic.